the most expensive car of every decade. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Best car, 1930s, Bugatti Type 57SC Atlantic. One of the most bizarre, elusive, and expensive of cars is the Bugatti Type 57SC Atlantic. With its low stance, powerful engine, lightweight construction, 123 miles per hour, top speed, and influential teardrop body, many believe this is the ultimate Bugatti and the first supercar ever made. As the first car to bear fins, the silver Electron Aerolite prototype debuted as a possible sport model of the Type 57 series at the 1935 Paris Motor Show. As much of a sensation as the car must have been, it only drew 3 orders. By the time production commenced in 1936, standard aluminum was chosen over flammable Electron, and the specifically lowered Type 57S chassis with a smaller V-shaped radiator was used. The Type 57SC chassis was the combination of the supercharged 57C engine with a low and short 57S chassis used for racing. Best car, 1940s, Jaguar XK120. Arguably setting the standard for sports cars for at least the coming decade, the Jaguar XK120 teamed aluminum with ashwood frames in early 120s, creating a very light front engineered roadster. A 3.4-liter straight-six engine, fitted to 40s, XKs produce up to 160 bhp with the right fuel. UK cars ran a lower compression ratio owing to post-war austerity. Fuel sold at the pumps here was just 70 octane, while overseas models could make the most of richer octane go juice. Best car, 1950s, Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing. The Mercedes-Benz 300 SL stands as one of the most memorable coupes of the 50s. The Gullwing doors not only distinguished it, but they are a clever solution to hide the car's unique space frame chassis. It is also the most recognizable Mercedes in every seriously collection. Usually has one. While the Americans were building cars after naming birds, Mercedes-Benz were building cars directly inspired by the avian world. Noted restorer Paul Russell describes the car. Not only is the 300 SL Gullwing legendary today, it was also very special when it was new. Consider the car in the perspective of its time, in light of its contemporaries in 1954. It had dry sump lubrication, direct fuel injection, a tubular space frame chassis, independent suspension, impeccable build quality, a very comfortable interior, and of course, a beautiful and dynamic design which clearly has stood a test of time. Best car, 1960s, Lamborghini Miura P400. Only 3 years after the first Lambo prototype appeared at the 1963 Turin Motor Show, Miura No. 1 was parked at the Place du Casino during the 1966 Monaco F1 week. The car shared its name with the fierce-fighting bulls from Seville, and it was completely different from anything Ferrari had to offer. Ferruccio said the Miura is for the keenest sporting driver who wants the ultimate in looks and performance. It caused a stir that weekend and had to be one of Ferruccio's Lamborghini's best moments. Best car, 1970s, Lamborghini Countach LP400. Ask people at a certain age to describe a supercar to you, and they'll probably end up describing a Countach. Regardless of whether they're into cars or not, the Countach typifies everything that was good about the 1970s supercar design. Starting with a common wedge shape, Lamborghini created an icon, complete with space-age spoilers, vertically opening scissor doors, conventional and pop-up headlamps, and muscular air intakes. Best car, 1980s, Ferrari F40. Many see this as the absolutely definitive Ferrari, mid-engine 2.9-liter V8, rear-wheel drive, and with both regular and pop-up headlamps. The F40 absolutely defined the notion of the supercar. 478 bhp launched the last Ferrari signed off by the Enzo Ferrari from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in around 4.2 seconds, and onto a smug top speed of 201 miles per hour, 6 miles per hour more than Porsche's then record holder, the 959, but those figures only tell part of the tale. Best car, 1990s, McLaren F1. If cars like the Ferrari F40 and Porsche 959 began the chase for something beyond the supercar, then McLaren birthed it with the F1. Gordon Murray's masterpiece was for a long time the fastest production car ever made. Its top speed of 240 miles per hour puts much of even today's supercar crowd to shame, and ergonomic features like a driver-centered 3-seat cockpit have rarely been seen since. McLaren, after initially seeking out Honda power given the two companies' success together in Formula 1 racing, eventually settled on a 6.1-liter BMW V12. This was mounted in the middle of the car and put 618 bhp through the rear wheels. Best car, 2000s, Bugatti Veyron 16.4. Despite all the bad press Volkswagen received for the production delays. They finally delivered in 2002 and made most of the skeptics look like fools. The Bugatti Veyron was a great example of what is possible with unlimited development funds and almost unrealistic goals. The development of the Bugatti Veyron represented one of the greatest technical and engineering challenges ever overcome in automotive history. They're right, at the time, Bugatti engineers had to surmount an amazing number of technical issues in order to build a car capable of hitting 250 miles per hour and be able to do it in comfort and elegance in accordance with the brand values. The car had to transfer more than 1000 HP onto the road, achieve a top speed of excess of 250 mph, go from 0 to 62 in less than 3 seconds, and still be suitable for driving to the opera in comfort and style. Best Car 2010s, McLaren P1. The best car of the last decade is a McLaren F1. This is a website about supercars, hypercars, and icons, and we have chosen the most extreme and exciting car for us enthusiasts built in the last 10 years. The McLaren P1 is the one car in the last decade we would choose over everything else to have in our garage. While Pagani, Koenigsegg, and Bugatti all made epic hypercars in the last decade, we felt that only one of the Holy Trinity hypercars deserved to win. All three created hybrid powertrains that enhanced the driving experience, that truly combined all elements to radically escalate both performance and excitement. They moved the game on. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us.